Hey everyone, welcome back, and thank you for spending a few minutes of your day with me. Over the past several months, I've been hearing the same questions again and again, and I know many of you have been wondering about them too. Is there really a new $200 Social Security increase coming? What is actually happening with the 2026 cost of living adjustment? And why does it suddenly feel like everyone is warning seniors about changes to SNAP benefits? If you felt confused, hopeful, worried, or even overwhelmed by all of this, you're not alone, and you're exactly where you need to be right now. I want to start by saying this clearly and gently. My purpose here is not to scare you, not to sell you anything, and not to make promises that nobody can keep. My goal is simple. I want to walk with you through these topics calmly, honestly, and step by step, so you can understand what is real, what is still being discussed, and what actually matters for your life today. When you understand what's really going on, it becomes much easier to breathe, plan, and make decisions without fear hanging over you. There is so much noise online right now. Some videos shout that massive increases are coming any day. Others warn that benefits are being taken away immediately. And in the middle of all that, real people, seniors who worked their entire lives, are left feeling anxious and unsure. That isn't fair. You deserve clear answers and peace of mind, not constant emotional whiplash. So let's slow everything down and look at this together, as if we're sitting at the kitchen table, one topic at a time. Before we talk about specific updates, it's important to understand why this matters so deeply. For many seniors, every single dollar has a purpose. A Social Security deposit isn't extra spending money. It pays for prescriptions. It keeps the lights on. It helps cover groceries, phone bills, gas, and sometimes even small things for grandchildren. And as we all know, the cost of living has climbed faster than many expected. Grocery bills feel heavier. Rent and property taxes keep rising. Insurance premiums never seem to slow down. When your income is mostly fixed, even small changes can feel enormous. On top of that, government language can feel confusing and distant. Bills, proposals, hearings, amendments. It can sound like a foreign language. Then rumors spread online, and suddenly people believe something has already passed when it hasn't, or they panic thinking benefits are disappearing tomorrow. I don't want you living in that kind of fear. You deserve to know what's actually happening and what you can safely plan around. So here's a promise I want to make to you. I'm going to explain everything in everyday language. If something is only a proposal, I'll say that clearly. If there's good news, we'll acknowledge it honestly. If there's uncertainty, we'll talk about how to stay prepared without losing sleep. And if by the end of this conversation you feel even a little steadier and more confident, then I've done what I set out to do. Let's start with the topic everyone keeps hearing about, the possible $200 Social Security increase. Many of you have seen headlines or videos talking about this as if it's already approved. And it's completely understandable that this creates both hope and concern at the same time. Here's the honest truth. The idea of increasing monthly Social Security payments has been discussed in Congress several times, especially as the cost of living continues to rise. Some proposals suggested an extra $200 per month. Others talked about a smaller increase closer to $150. These ideas weren't created out of thin air. Lawmakers know many seniors are struggling. But here's where confusion happens. A proposal is not the same thing as a passed law. A proposal is simply a suggestion. It has to go through debates, revisions, negotiations, and votes before it ever becomes reality. Many proposals, even good ones, never make it to the finish line. So, when you hear someone confidently say that seniors are getting an extra $200 starting next month, that's your cue to pause. Not panic, not dismiss it, just pause and ask whether it has actually been approved. As of now, nothing has officially passed that guarantees an automatic $200 monthly increase for all Social Security recipients. There are ongoing discussions about adjusting benefits to better reflect what seniors actually spend on healthcare, food, housing, and daily necessities. But discussions are not decisions. That's why I always encourage people to plan based on the income they know they receive today, not on what headlines suggest might happen in the future. Hope can be encouraging, but certainty keeps the bills paid. Does that mean increases are impossible? Not at all. Benefits have changed before, and they can change again. But if and when something is officially approved, you will hear it clearly from official sources. You'll receive letters. You'll see verified announcements. And when that happens, I'll be right here helping explain exactly what it means for you. Until then, the healthiest approach is to build your budget around what's guaranteed. That protects you from disappointment and helps you feel more stable month to month. Now let's talk about something that does affect everyone on Social Security, the cost of living adjustment, often called COLA, and why some people are talking about a so-called payout shock in 2026. COLA exists because prices don't stay the same. Without adjustments, people on fixed incomes would fall further behind every year. That's why benefits are reviewed annually and adjusted based on inflation. But here's where frustration often comes in. Many seniors expect COLA to feel like extra money. Then the increase arrives, and life doesn't feel any easier. Medicare premiums rise, rent goes up, grocery prices quietly increase. SNAP benefits may change because income technically went up. So even though your benefit is higher on paper, your day-to-day life may not feel different at all. Another important thing to understand is that COLA is not guaranteed to be large every year. Some years it's higher, some years it's smaller, and no two people experience it the same way because everyone has different expenses, taxes, and premiums. When you see people online throwing around exact numbers for 2026, please remember that no one knows yet. Those figures depend on inflation and economic data that hasn't fully played out. Anyone promising specific amounts this far in advance is guessing. The healthiest mindset is to assume modest changes and plan conservatively. Look first at your essentials: housing, utilities, medication, food, transportation. Ask yourself whether you would be okay if the increase is small. If the answer feels uncertain, that's your signal to start making gentle adjustments now, not later. Small changes today can create stability tomorrow. And if a larger COLA does arrive, it becomes a bonus instead of something you were depending on to survive. Now let's talk about SNAP, because I know this is deeply important to many seniors. SNAP exists so people don't have to choose between food and medicine or groceries and electricity. For many older adults, it's not about luxury. It's about dignity and health. Recently, there have been discussions at federal and state levels about eligibility reviews, budget adjustments, and program rules. Some states are talking about paperwork changes or benefit calculations. What worries me is that many seniors hear this and assume benefits are being cut immediately. That's usually not how these programs work. Most changes happen gradually. Often it involves reviews, letters, or requests for updated information. If paperwork isn't completed, benefits can pause, which is scary, but it's often fixable. SNAP rules also vary by state, which means what applies in one place may not apply in another. And many seniors qualify for exemptions due to age, disability, or medical conditions. If you ever receive a confusing letter, don't ignore it. Call your local office or speak with a trusted caseworker. Asking questions is not wrong. SNAP is not charity. It's support that you earned through a lifetime of contribution. There is no shame in using it to stay healthy and independent. All of these conversations about Social Security, COLA, and SNAP can stir up deeper emotions. Many seniors feel tired of constantly adjusting and worrying about the next change. Some feel frustrated or discouraged. Others quietly blame themselves. I want you to know those feelings are normal. The financial landscape has changed dramatically over the years, and many challenges seniors face today are not personal failures. What matters now is staying informed, staying calm, and being kind to yourself. One of the most powerful things you can do is return to the basics. Know what comes in, know what goes out, and make thoughtful choices instead of rushed ones. Clarity creates peace. Be cautious with emotional financial decisions. Fear can lead people into high-interest loans, unnecessary insurance, or risky offers. If someone pressures you, that's a sign to step back. It's always okay to say you need time to think. Retirement doesn't have to look like what television or social media shows. A quiet, simple life can be a good life. Stability, safety, and independence matter far more than appearances. As we wrap up, here's what I want you to remember. There are discussions about benefit increases, but nothing is guaranteed yet. COLA adjustments help, but they don't always feel like extra money. Snap conversations are happening, but changes usually come with notice and time to respond. Through all of it, staying informed and calm protects your peace. If this conversation helped you feel a little more confident, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who might need it, and subscribe so you don't miss future updates. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What's one money lesson you wish you had learned earlier in life? Thank you for being here, and thank you for everything you've contributed throughout your life. You deserve clarity, stability, and peace.